Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of SHMUP Master. This will be a 1cc no-death run of Legendary Wings on the NES, which is actually an arcade port. The arcade version was released in 1986 by Capcom and was ported to the NES in 1988. Let's get to it. Alright, here we go. Legendary Wings. Now this run really came about impromptu, which tends to happen with a lot of my runs for some reason. I start playing shmups, and sometimes certain shmups just click with me, and this one clicked. Granted, I don't think it's that difficult of a game, to be honest with you. Well, let me clarify that. The game is very difficult if you aren't powered up. If you die and you lose your power-ups, the game's extremely difficult, but if you can get powered up, you will probably do pretty well. As you can see here, I've already gotten 3 of them. I've got 3 power-ups so far. I believe there is 4, which you can get. The normal shot, the twin laser, the quote-unquote penetration, which is what I have right now, which I think is a kind of a hilarious name for this thing. But yeah, they call it the penetration. Now, you see I just got sucked down into this hole here. One of the cool things about this game is that there's not really different routes to take, but you start flying over the overworld, and on each stage there is a optional dungeon, which is what this is, which switches to side-scrolling. And you don't have to go to them, although in the later stages they get really hard to avoid because it basically the little shot of air you saw that sucked me in will get really fast, and when it gets fast, that's really hard to avoid. So anyway, I wanted to 100% this game and just do the entire thing, all the optional stages too, and the bonus stages. There's also a bonus stage on every level as well, which also switches to side-scrolling like this. So I decided to do that also, just so everyone could see the entire game from start to finish, all the optional parts too. This dungeon, it's mostly mostly bugs and these little dudes here that explode. One of the things you want to be careful of in these dungeons is you don't want to get stuck behind a wall, because it's auto-scrolling, as you can see, and I got stuck quite a few times right there and died, which was kind of annoying. But coming to the end of this first little dungeon here, and there's I guess a mini-boss at the end of each dungeon. They're all the same, except each one, I wouldn't even say each one's harder, I would just say there's more of these guys. They're these little worms that crawl out here, and you can see how quickly I kill them. There's only 2 of them here, and look at that, I already beat them, so nothing to that first one, really. And here you go. It spits you back out, and you're back to the regular stage. And you see those little guys on the ground. I have a little... you can probably see it, I have a bomb weapon also. So you're basically dropping a bomb to, I think maybe it's B fires your bomb and A shoots normally your regular weapon, so you have to watch out for enemies on the ground and enemies in the air. And in order to find the bonus stage, or stages, you have to shoot some of the ground enemies. You'll see coming up. There's some flying heads coming at me here. They're invulnerable, can't kill them. At least I was never able to kill him. And coming up here, there's some blue enemies, I believe. There's some enemies that make one appearance, and I believe these... they make one appearance and never appear again. I think these are one of the things right here. And those heads. Those heads don't show up anywhere else, I don't think. I'm not sure what the... oh, here's the... you see that right there? That's the hidden hole right there. This is the bonus round right here. Lucky, yeah, right. So, now this is the key. If you can get these bonus rounds and you can get completely powered up to your full power, the game is a lot easier. It's really, I have to emphasize, it's not that difficult of a game. I have to be honest. It took me, I damn near 1cc'd this game the first night that I turned it on and started playing it on maybe my 5th or 6th try, but I'll show you later on where I died. It was in a really dumb thing. I actually died in a bonus round. It was the final bonus round in the game, which is funny because there's no enemies in the bonus round. As you can see, there's just these little power-ups here. And it's kind of hilarious that I ended up dying in it because it was It's just, there's no way to die. But I'll show you later on where it was actually a glitch that killed me. But luckily I didn't do it this time. But you'll see I'm coming up here to the, there should be some power-ups here which will make me, should upgrade me the rest of the way to my full power. And like I said, once I'm in full power, I never lose it. Wait, maybe I do. I lose it once, I think. But I basically stay in full power mode the rest of the game. Here's one right here. And now I'm fully powered up. And the fully powered up thing is called a Firebird. Basically, you got to pick up 4 power-ups consecutively, and then you can withstand, I think, 3 hits before you get downgraded again. So I can take 3 hits now. You can see I transform into this Firebird here, which is pretty cool. But it's majorly OP. Like, once you're this Firebird, not much is going to get in your way. Like I said, some of the later stages get a little tricky, and there's a lot more bullets on the screen, and you have to do a little bit of acrobatic moving around, but it's really not that bad. If you're an experienced shmup player, or even an experienced gamer in general, you shouldn't have much trouble beating this game. You got these little these little guys here, these dog demon-looking bird things. I don't know what they are, but I tried to kill. I think I killed every single one in the game. You can just kill their head, and you see I'm launching my ground bomb right there. That's your secondary weapon, and I believe I kill them all. Now, coming up here is the sub-boss, and the sub-boss is the same on every stage. It's a dragon, basically, that guards the temple here, where the main boss is. And all they do is they just change colors on every stage. There's 5 stages, and they're just a different color, and they're pretty easy. At least when you're powered up, they are. If you're not powered up and you're just like the standard, normal guy, it takes forever. The devil is waiting for us in the palace. Rush courageously. The devil. Wait to see what the devil looks like. It looks nothing like the devil. All right, so here's side-scrolling stage. Actually, the 3rd side-scrolling stage. We're still on stage 1, by the way. Like stage 1, the stages are pretty long. Like if you take the dungeon route, you take the optional dungeon and the other thing, the bonus round. It takes a while to get through all this. So it's actually this game took me over an hour to beat, I believe. So I'll be talking here for an hour. I hope I don't bore everybody, but I'm not as familiar with this game as I am with a lot of the other shmups that I've covered, and that's because I didn't play it that much before I was able to master it pretty much. So, like I said, it's not too difficult of a game, provided you get those power-ups on the first stage there. If you don't, good luck, because I got frustrated with this game before I found the bonus rounds. Bonus rounds really bail you out. So yeah, here we go. You look like some sort of angel now, with your little wave weapon here. Another thing you'll probably notice about this game is that it's made by Capcom. It shares a lot of sounds and even some graphical tiles with Mega Man series. The enemy explosion noise is straight from Mega Man. The music sounds very Mega Man-esque. I'm not sure. Maybe it was the same composer. I'm not sure. It's probably just Capcom. But here's the devil coming up here. Now this is another boss that is the same on every stage. That's the only thing about this game that kind of sucks, is that the bosses are the same on every port. Just with they swap the color palettes out a bit. And basically it's this weird looking ship with a brain in the center of it, and it opens up its little thing there and shoots those at you, and it fires eyeballs, and each time it gets harder. But it's not too bad. It does get a little tricky later on, but for the most part, it's, as you can see, no big deal there. Blow it up. So I think what happens there is that it's the same guy every time, and you just keep fighting him. Let's see, we've cleared this area. 4 areas are still to be clear with an E. Hold out for final victory. That's right. Let's do it. Alright, that was stage 1. 10 minutes. Man, it's crazy. Alright, on to stage 2. Stage 2 is a water stage. Roman, Greek-looking, the Roman columns there in the water. Maybe we're in Atlantis now, I don't know. Speaking of the story, there isn't much of one, but this is from the manual. What it says is, Ares, the god of war, gave 2 young men courage and wings of love to save the world from extinction. Ares entrusted them with the survival and the future of the human race. Time is of essence. Take wings, legendary wings. So there you go, there's the story. You're just a couple of guys. I say a couple because, by the way, this is a 2-player game. But when you play in 2-player mode, the slowdown is atrocious, so honestly, it's probably a better 1-player game. And here we go to the optional dungeon here. Danger. These dungeons are all pretty much the same. Not identical. I mean, they're not identical, obviously. You can see the sperm we have here now. I call them the little sperm swimming up. But they're all laid out similar. You know, they have the mouth in the background there, the little vampire evil mouth, and the hearts. I kind of like some of the tiles in this game. The graphics are cool. The little mouth there. I think this game looks actually really good for an 8-bit game. It looks almost like an early 16-bit game, I think. It looks really good. Reminds me a lot of Forgotten Worlds on Genesis, which was also an arcade port, but the whole theme of it reminds me of it. It's 2 players, you're guys flying around, so I found it very similar to Forgotten Worlds, and maybe that's why I liked it so much. But here we go, a lot of dead space going on here. More wasps to fight. This game will have sections where nothing really goes on for a while, and you'll just kind of sit there. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but just the way it goes. I think those things right there, boy, they sure look like something that would be in Mega Man. For all I know, they could have. It uses the same. You hear that noise? Another noise that's from Mega Man. It's really funny, the similarities with Mega Man. It'd be fun to do a video just comparing the art and the sound assets that they borrowed from the Mega Man games. Alright, coming up to the end of the second dungeon here. And we'll see the same boss, mini-boss, which is these worm things that climb out of the wall. I don't really notice any difference between this one and the last one. Maybe they take more damage, I don't know. Not much if they do. Really bizarre, man. Like, what? I don't know. You get swallowed up by a big mouth, go into a dungeon, you fight worms coming out of the wall. I don't know. Really weird. You know, we have some piles of shit floating around, looks like, right there. Yeah. Yeah, basically what I did this game, I tried to kill as many guys as I could. I want to see how high of a score I could get. I have no clue if they have a record, if there's a record keeping for this game or not. There probably is on the SHMUP forums, because they cover most games, but I'll have to check. But I have no idea how well I did score-wise, but I hit all the bonus rounds. There's even a hidden bonus round on stage 4 that I didn't know about, and I got lucky and found it. I even checked on a couple of runs online, and no one used it, it seemed like, but I found it, so I'll show you that when I get there. Ooh, almost got hit there. Yeah, I haven't been hit yet, which is pretty cool. I only get hit a couple times, maybe 3 or 4 times total. Like I said, I think I only lose my power-up here, my Firebird. I can only lose it once at the very end of the game. Hey, there you go. There's the other bonus round here. Another hidden bonus round. And pretty much same thing as the last one. Just, you know, getting your little trinkets, picking up your trinkets, your little Egyptian trinkets there. And, oh, one thing I didn't mention, this doesn't matter to me, but if you're playing this game, you can see the heart right there. Every heart you get is a continue, so I think I end up with 9 lives and 9 continues in this game. Which obviously I didn't need, but my god, this is if you get the bonus rounds, man, this is a really forgiving game. Probably a fun way to play this game, like a more challenging way, would be without the bonus rounds. Like, if you really wanted to challenge yourself, skip the bonus rounds and see if you can beat the game without them. Because it would have taken me a lot more practice if I didn't have these bonus rounds, because getting powered up on that first stage is important to making the game easier, because if you don't, like I said, the game is a lot tougher, so yeah, you can see I'm trying to get as many as I can. Yeah, don't get stuck in those walls, man. Those walls are it's actually a little harder than it looks. Just a stupid bonus round where there's no enemies. You can die just from getting stuck in the wall. Probably coming up towards the end of it here. Like I said, not too much going on, unfortunately. So apparently those little sperm things in the dungeon are called jelly sprouts, according to the manual. Jelly sprouts. I guess that could be considered a sperm, right? Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. Let's see, these little guys that I'm fighting here are called gears. I'm looking at the manual, and the manual has the names of every enemy in the game. It's kind of cool. And pictures of them. Interesting. Of course, this manual also has, you know, the penetration gun, which you saw me use briefly. Alright, here we come up on these bird dog things again that I take out. I said I'm pretty sure I kill everyone in the game. I skipped that power-up because I didn't need it. I believe every time you get a new P power-up, it replenishes your hits. Like I said, you can take 3 hits before you lose, before you get downgraded. Which means 3, 4, 5, I think you take 6 hits before you die. Something like that. Alright, we got Dragon number 2 here. He's blue now. I honestly don't notice any difference between these guys other than the color. I don't think... See how quickly I kill them. I don't think any of them are more powerful than another. I think they're pretty much the same. I don't know. Alright. Devil is waiting. Yeah, a lot of repetition in this game. Which, you know, good or bad thing. It's good for me, because made it easier to beat it. And here you gotta find your way through this maze and blow your way through these, see, I couldn't find that one there. Blow your way through these poles. Not that big a deal. But I actually died here one time because the first time I came to this spot, I didn't think that, I thought the poles were part of the background, and I didn't shoot them, and I thought I could just go through them, and I got stuck and I died, which was kind of funny. Here's some lava here. You know what? I think I hit the lava at some point and I lose a power-up. Because if you hit that lava, you instantly lose your power-up, like immediately. I think I do here somewhere. There we go, killing more wasps. That's the same lava animation as Mega Man 2 and Heatman stage, I believe. I mean, it looks identical. I'm almost positive it's the same animation, same sprites. I just love that they recycled. It's like they took a bunch of sprites from several different Capcom games and made this game out of them. It's kind of funny. Got more of these guys. Oh, I got hit. First time I've been hit. First time for everything, right? You get these little laser zapper things in the ceiling. Just avoid them when you can. And here we come up to Devil number 2, which is the same as Devil number 1, just, you know, slightly different looking. As in, different colors. Also, more eyeballs. Each one has more eyeballs, and they get a little closer each time, too, so you'll get a little bit closer. And when you get to the final one, you get to real close. So, strategy here is pretty simple, you know, hit that as hard as you can, dodge those. You can't go in between those. I tried, and you get hit every time, so you gotta dodge, hit it and dodge as well as you can. These bosses are really just about dodging. There's nothing else to it, you know. Shoot the eyeballs, dodge the dude. This game, yeah. See, I took him out. This game's actually, the slowdown, there's a little slowdown here and there, but it's really not too bad in single-player mode. Clear with an E. I think that's funny. I don't know, is that like the Canadian way of spelling clear? I don't know. I know those Canadians like to add letters to their words sometimes. Alright, stage 3. Alright, stage 3 is a nice little... Finally some green here, flying in a canyon area with a river. And, you know, we got some gun turrets now. Those gun turrets become a little troublesome later on, but they're not too bad here. Certain guys you won't be able to kill because they're, you know, as you can see, they're blocked in there, and I don't have any... There's no other side weapon or anything in this game. This game's power-up structure is just one way, and that's it. You know, you get your 4 power-ups, and you're fully powered up, and that's all there is to it. Plus your little bomb. I should mention that your bomb goes faster with each power-up. can see, there we go. We're going into the optional dungeon, which, once again, looks just like the last one. You got that little snake thing. And you got your, I guess there's no jelly sprouts on this one, at least not there. Probably more wasps or guys coming up here. Yeah, more wasps. Yeah, like I said, these are optional. If you can avoid them, you know, you can. They're basically, you know, it's basically like a trap. You know, you're supposed to try and go around it, and then if you can, it sucks you in. You know, but like I said, I wanted to. There's the jelly sprouts. I wanted to 100% the game and just go through the whole thing. So I did, just so you guys can see the whole game. Yeah, more blue wasps. I think they at least changed the colors of them or something, you know. Boom, 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 boom. There's a big old line of them. Combined with these little Mega Man bullet things that they took out of the Mega Man game, it looks like. Continue on. The only place you don't want to get stuck is on that stupid thing. We're coming up to the end here. Yeah, these dungeons are, like I said, they're basically just to screw you up. I could see if you were playing this game in two-player mode and, like, you weren't fully powered up and you got sucked down in there, how they could probably hinder you. But in single-player, when you're fully powered up, it's not that big a deal. Alright, so now we got 2 of these guys coming at once. Still not that big a deal. But look, we got 4 this time. So you actually have to fight a few more. But still pretty easy. If you're powered up, man. Like I said, man, this Firebird is OP. Extremely OP. But I will say, this game is a lot of fun to blast your way through when you're powered up like this, man. It's like, you feel so strong. It's just... Like I said, I got those power-ups, man. I think it was my 4th or 5th, I don't know, 6th try, and something just clicked, and I was like, oh, look at this. This is fun now. Because when I first started this game out, I got really frustrated because I didn't know about the bonus rounds, and the first part of the first stage is pretty difficult if you have nothing, you know? It was hard to maintain my power-ups, and I could only make it to the 2nd stage without, you know, without that bonus round. And I found that bonus round and got those power-ups, and made it a lot easier. So, like I said, it might be, oh look, I got hit. It might be more fun to play this game without the bonus stages, you know? Might be a good challenge for somebody. So I'd like to challenge anyone out there. Oh, here we go. Speaking of bonus stages, there it is. And we get to go back in. Okay, sorry. Yeah, just another boring bonus stage here. But important. Very important. Gotta get those continues that I'm not gonna use, you know? Get those continues and those points. Like I said, I gotta check my score on this because I don't know. I have no clue if it's good or not. I know some of my other scores, my Thunder Force 3 and 4 scores were pretty good. Especially my Thunder Force 3 score was one of the top ones on the SHMUP forum, I believe. Would have been cool if this game had a difficulty setting too, just to make it more difficult. I would have enjoyed that. Although I probably wouldn't have, if there was a hard mode, I probably wouldn't have capped this run at all because, like I said, the only reason this happened was because I just, you know, I happened to be trying the game out for the first time, and, well, I should clarify. The first time I tried this game out was up in Illinois with my friend, you know, Brazzle the Gamer, who also has a great YouTube channel. If you haven't checked it out, you should. But I was up there hanging out with him and my other Gaming Rebellion buddies, and Tony's like, "Hey man, check. Have you ever played Legendary Wings?" And I'm like, "No, what's that?" And he let me try it, and I didn't do very well, I recall. Something happened and we had to go do something, but I remembered, and we went to the Missouri GameCon, Mo GameCon, and I picked it up for like $8. because I remembered it. And I just finally got around to trying these games out that I got. And Legendary Wings clicked. It was fun. And here we are as a result. Got some little different guys there. Some other Mega Man looking guys. Totally Mega Man guys. Alright, we got our little Hawkwing, rabbits, cat, dog, whatever the hell these things are. I think I take out everyone in the game. Pretty sure I do. Yeah, I know I do. Alright, we're at sub-boss again. Mr. Dragon. Pink Dragon this time. Shoot your fireballs, ram me. Yeah, they do ram, so stay out of his way, but there ain't much else to it, man. He fires, you know, they shoot their little fireballs, and then they, do their thing. That's all there is to it, really. The devil is waiting as always. Alright, here's our next side-scrolling stage. And more Mega Man, Heat Man lava down there, and this is where I hit the lava. I think I hit the lava. Yeah, I go down and hit this guy right here, and boom, yeah, look at that. Hey, and there's a gun you didn't get to see yet, which is called the Flame Shot, which is actually pretty good, because it can hit enemies above me and below me, as you can see. So, yeah, it would have been nice to have a slightly deeper power-up system in this game, or maybe a way to switch weapons. That would have been cool. You know, maybe collect the weapons and then switch them as opposed to just only being able to use one at a time. I also like how when you land in these stages you can walk. It's kind of pointless, but it's a nice touch. Nice little extra animation they added there for some reason, because they felt the need. But yeah, you get to see me use this gun for a while, and I'm about to get powered up again. Yep, so much for that. I'm back to my Firebird. And back to the Wasps. So many wasps, man, so many wasps. Oh, and here we go, we got these little robot things, which I kill them so fast I don't really get to see them, but they shoot a fireball, I believe. I think on the next stage I get blasted a few times. But yeah, kind of just destroying this game. Because like I said, it's not super difficult, but it's a lot of fun. It would be more fun in two-player mode. I'm not sure about the slowdown issues though, that's the only thing. I should try this game out with Tony when I go back up there one of these times. Alright, here's the devil, once again. So they call him, and you can see he gets a little bit closer. Shoots a couple more eyeballs. Yep. That's it. I really don't know what that is supposed to be. Like, it's like cyborg-like, I guess. It's organic and it's mechanical at the same time. I don't know, man. It's so weird. Its guts are in there, but it has eyeballs on the metal. I don't know. Is that a penis? Wow, it looked like one. I should freeze frame that. Anyway, alright, 2 areas left to be clear. Yes, that's right, clear. Very well, the high score is my score. Good to know. Alright, stage 4 is kind of Life Force. That kind of reminds me of the second stage of Life Force, if you know what I'm talking about. It's also a vertical stage like this, kind of going through a corridor. Oh man, that's got hit quite a bit there, as you saw. You got those things which are invulnerable. They just kind of get in your way, which is kind of annoying. I don't know what they are. And you have these horseshoe crabs. They look like horseshoe crabs, and they actually are horseshoe crabs according to the manual. So that's cool. More mine things to blow up on the ground. Looks like kind of just floating over a dark cavern or something. Looks like I just avoided those. And here we go, getting sucked down to the dungeon again. And you see how fast it gets? Yeah, it gets... By the 5th stage, it's almost impossible to avoid. You're gonna get sucked in no matter what. Alright, here we go. Again. Yeah, we got more of our little jelly sperms. Jelly Sprout. Jelly Sprout. Yeah, the slowdown, the little bits of slowdown here and there actually help you out. At least it helped me out. I find that slowdown tends to make certain aspects of games easier. I don't know what those things are. Oh, they're called pluck, according to the manual. They're called plucks, which makes no sense. I don't know why they're called plucks. I would have called those the Jelly Sprouts. What are those things called? Jewel? I think they're called a jewel, is what they call them in the manual. Yeah, jewel. Weird. With a lot of these Japanese games, they just, because the translation was so poor, they just pick random names. And just, you know, in the manual be like, oh, we'll just call this jewel, you know? What the hell does jewel mean? Who knows? But we'll just call it that. I mean, one of these enemies, oh, you know what? Those little enemies are not called jewels, they're called Super Suzies. S-U-Z-Y. Super Suzy. So that makes even less sense. I don't know what jewels are then. Good lord. Hey, Death Beam. The little laser thing that shoots down from the ceiling is called a Death Beam. That makes sense. Alright. Here we go. Little mini-boss worm things. Which, you can see I destroy pretty quickly. I think there's only 4 of them. So weird, man. What is that they shoot at me? Oh, I actually didn't kill him. Okay, there were 6. Alright, so there's a few more this time. Still not that difficult, but hey, at least there's more guys to kill. Come on out, dude. Ooh. Alright. Thankfully, there's only one more of those dungeons. Back to the stage proper. Back to our vertical view here. More horseshoe crabs. There's not a lot of strategy in this game. It's kind of just avoid what you can avoid and kill as many guys as you can. Maybe there's more strategy if you're not powered up like this. I don't know. But oh, but you notice those too. Those are the little drill things from Mega Man 2, also. I'm sure you recognize them. I believe they are called moles. Yeah, see them? Look at that. Same exact animation, same sprite, everything. It's so funny. Alright, now this coming up here is where the hidden bonus round is. My first couple playthroughs of this game, I couldn't find it. I didn't know where it was. I didn't even know if one existed. And like I said, I checked YouTube and I couldn't find anyone on YouTube that knew where it was either. But there it is. It's underneath one of those things hidden. So I just kept firing my bombs till I found it. And here you go, another bonus round. Look at all these power-ups, man. Like I need them all. So I guess right there, yeah, they give you 4 power-ups, which means you're instantly powered up. If you were, oh look, they give you 5. Wow. That's crazy, man. Yeah, like... Yeah, look, wow, 2 more. Yeah, so... Yeah, this game's pretty forgiving, man. If you find a bonus stage, you know. I guess that's why I guess this one was hard to find, because I couldn't find it, and a lot of other people apparently haven't found it, so... It, for some reason I skipped those up there. But, I guess because this one's hard to find, they gave you more stuff, but that's crazy. Maybe in 2-player mode, they give you the same amount of stuff. Maybe that's what it is. So you're both fully powered up by the end. That would make sense. Yeah, this game might be harder in 2-player mode, honestly. I'll have to try it sometime. I'd like to. Alright, I don't know how many more Egyptian heads I can grab. I believe we're at the end here. Alright. Alright, finish off the rest of this stage. Our little dark cave canyon here. And more of these drillers, these moles as they call them, which I guess makes sense. Driller would have been better, but, you know. I got hit there too. So I've been hit, what, 4 or 5 times now, I think, maybe, if that. Not too bad. These guys. Alright. Now we're coming up to our little Ghostbusters statues here. That's what they remind me of. The freaking statues in Ghostbusters of those demon dog things. At the end of the movie. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Alright. We're coming up here to Dragon Boss. Again. It would have been nice if they could have at least given you a different boss here instead of the same one. Oh, look at that, he got me. Look at that. He faked me out, man. Yeah, he came all the way down that time. Mr. Peach Dragon? Toast. No big deal there. Devil is waiting, as always. Alright, back to our horizontal stage here. This is what I like to call a little acrobatic shmupping area coming up here. I always appreciate a good acrobatic area in a shmup. In this case, it's these little walls, pillars blocking your way that you gotta maneuver your way through. Whip Rush was a good example of a game with a lot of that in it that I appreciated. Makes for an interesting little challenge. Yeah, that was a close call right there. And I got hit on my way out. But they gave me plenty of peas, so no big deal. Got our little death laser guy up there. What are they called again? Death Beam, yeah. Finally a name that makes sense. Oh, I hit again. So sloppy. That was getting sloppy here. Got these guys. I think I get hit by one of these guys too. Maybe it's on the next stage, I don't know. Yeah. Well, I got a free life. I'm up to 9. I don't think we get any more than 9. Yeah, for me to even think about using those lives or the 9 continues that I also have, you'd need 10 more stages in this game. And really, if you think about it, this game has, let's see, there's 5 stages, there's 5 dungeons, and then 5 bonus rounds. So really you have 15 stages in this game, technically, I guess, you know, if you want to look at it that way. 5 bonus stages, 5 dungeons, 5, well, actually there's more than that, really. Because you have the these horizontal castles too, so yeah, there's 20 stages, roughly, if you want to look at it that way. Alright, here's the devil again. He got a little bit closer, he's got a couple more eyeballs this time. He's shooting his little chunks of flesh at you. You can see there, kind of hard to see but because of the flicker, but they got more eyeballs going at me. Nothing like a good NES flicker, right? Flicker, flicker. Hey man, I'll take flicker over slowdown any day. That's what I've always said. Give me flicker, keep the slowdown. Come on! Almost got this bastard. I really don't know if these guys take more hits. Oh man, that was close. I'm assuming they do. Yeah, they have to. I'm guessing this one's a little stronger than the last. There we go. Got him. There's his penis sticking out. I swear it looks like a penis. That's funny. Alright, here we go. One left. One left to be cleared. Clear with an E. Alright, my high score, I have no idea if it's good or not. Alright, here it is. Cool looking stage, actually. Cool looking background. Power up that I don't need. Or actually, I do need it this time, actually, because I got hit. But yeah, final stage. You know the routine by now. There's a dungeon that will suck you in. This stage, it's almost impossible to get out of it because it's so fast. And then obviously there's a bonus stage that's a bit easier to find on this stage. You see, I got hit there again. So I'm gonna hit more. This stage is definitely the most challenging of all of them because you got to maneuver a bit coming up here. And certain guys you just can't kill them without hurting yourself. So Alright, now watch how fast this is. Like, there's no way you'd ever get out of that. You're going in there no matter what. Alright, Jelly Sprout Sperms. Again. A little bit of slowdown to help me out. I love that mouth. I wanna cut that mouth out. I think I'm going to. I think I'm gonna capture that mouth, like in a screenshot, and cut it out. And use it for something. Because I just love that. Just a random mouth in the background, a vampire-looking mouth. Look at that. I love NES games, man, and the nonsensical stuff that's in them. It's so funny. We got two rows of Jelly Sprouts this time. Fine with me. This is actually one of the easier ones. I still think the first one is one of the harder ones, ironically. And we got our Super Susies there. I'm not sure what a Susie is supposed to be, but... AKA Mega Man enemies. Yeah, everybody's coming up on the end. Once again, don't get stuck. Oh yeah, we'll be coming up on the last bonus round here, and where I died that first time, and I'll show you. It was painful, because I figured I was gonna, I was gonna beat the game. And then I died in a really stupid way. Alright, last mini-boss guy here. Same routine. I think there's 6 of them. Yeah, like I said, they die pretty fast. Although, I guess their little balls move quicker now. Yeah, they definitely do. Alright, last one. Yeah, you can even duck. They even added the duck animation. Even though you fly. Good on Capcom. Alright. Alright, coming up on the last part of this stage. Little hieroglyphics on the ground, I'm assuming. That's what those are. And... those things almost look like TIE fighters, if you look at them for long enough. They're called double wings, so yeah, TIE fighters basically. And more horseshoe crabs. I like the background on this stage. It looks pretty cool. Cool little pseudo 3D looking background. All right, here's the part where you gotta start maneuvering in between stuff. They should have had more stuff like this in the game, where you had to actually fly around and avoid obstacles. Like, this is where I start getting hit, because it's kind of hard to avoid. You can't really kill these guys. Now the bonus stage is coming up, and I found it on accident. I recall, right there. I just got lucky and blew that thing, and boom, there we go. Alright, last bonus stage. Just dancing to the music, man. Dance to the music. Wow, a whole lot of nothing here at the beginning. Yeah, see that? They're psyching you out. There's a power-up now. You see when I grab a power-up like that, your guy blinks briefly. Now, that's good if you're up on the vertical levels, because it gives you a moment of invulnerability. But if you're in one of these type of stages, and you get that, and you're right in front of a wall, you can get stuck in the wall. And that's what happened to me. I'll show you the exact spot. It was right up here, and I figured to myself, damn, I'm home free, I'm gonna beat this game without dying. Great, you know? Yeah, it's coming up right up here. And it was really disheartening and annoying. See that P down there? I grabbed that, and I went into the wall right behind me. You can see how I was very cautious that time, but I got stuck in that wall, couldn't move, screen scrolled past me and killed me. Really dumb. I remember I just dropped the controller. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Yeah, like this game takes over an hour to beat if you do it the whole way, you know? or at least close to an hour to beat. Pretty long for an SHMUP. Alright. Coming up on the final stretch here. A few more little areas to maneuver through, a couple more hits to take. Like I said, I don't think I lose my power-up again until the very last spot. There was a little surprise towards the end, or I should say at the end, that I wasn't prepared for, and took me off guard. You will see. Alright, last section. More of these Ghostbusters dogs coming up. But, yeah, Legendary Wings was not a game I'd ever even heard of or played as a kid. I never played the arcade, never heard of or knew about the NES game. This is the type of game I would have loved as a kid. I had a lot of fun with it now, just playing it by myself. But I was surprised that I'd never heard of it. Okay. Last dragon. Yellow this time. Yellow. Mellow yellow. Just as mellow as he always is. Much of a challenge. I will say though, man, if you have to fight one of those guys with no power-ups, it's a bitch. It takes quite a while. Mainly because it just takes forever. Alright, the last devil is waiting for us. Here we go. We have our last horizontal stage here, with more Mega Man sprites. Here we go. Here's these guys. I get blasted here somewhere. Finally get to see these guys actually shoot. Right there. See that? They actually shoot! I never knew that until this stage. I should also mention, this run right here that I've recorded, this is the first time I ever made it this far, to this area, so this was my first time here. I got a little freaked out in some of the... It becomes a maze in here, so yeah, you gotta be quick or you'll get stuck in the back. So I didn't bother with that. Then you gotta find your way through these, find out which ones blow up. Not too bad. You gotta find your way through this wall, as you can see. Boom, 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 boom. Get through before it catches up to you. I'm not even bothering with those peas. I'm not gonna risk getting stuck in a wall. Like I said, no, I got hit again. Yeah, I'll get that pea though. Yeah, this was my first time here. So that's pretty cool. I've never done a 1cc run where like this, where my first time, where I actually recorded my first time on the last stage. It's pretty cool. That's a first for me. And here we go. The final boss, which is the same as every other boss. And here he comes. He's, purple now. Purple-green. He comes right up in your face this time. Definitely the most challenging of the bunch, simply because, yeah, look how far he goes. Lots of eyeballs. I don't think he ever fires any more of those little chunks of meat, but yeah, feels like to stick his little penis out. I swear that's what that looks like. I'm sorry. Oh, I got hit. Let's go a little there. Get in on these guys. Flicker. Nest flicker. He gets right in my face this time. Launches right in my face. Almost there. Almost there. Come on. There we go. Now you gotta shoot your way through him. And there you go. You shoot your way all the way through him. Then I'm thinking, I beat it. Oh, but wait. There's more. And look at that. I got hit twice in a row and I lost my power-up. And now I'm stuck with this. And boy, I panicked. I was like, oh, shit. I'm screwed. I've got all this way and I'm gonna die. But I pulled it off. I just had to be really careful, and I learned this pattern pretty quick. It's pretty simple. You know, he appears, he shoots those little Chinese stars at you, and as long as you can avoid them, usually by going above or below them. Let's see how close I get to getting hit, though. But I had to finish him off with this, what the heck is this gun called? Called the Flame Shot. Probably would have been a lot easier with my power-up, but, you know, I'll take what I can get. I just wanted to beat this guy. I did not want to have to do it over. Yeah, I seem to remember there being a Mega Man boss kind of like this, too. I'm trying to remember which one it was. I feel like there was a wily fight towards the end of, maybe it was Mega Man 2 or 3, where you're in black space like this and you're fighting. I mean, it's Mega Man 2 where you're fighting the alien. I think that's what it was. It was similar to this. And only the bubbles worked on him, if I recall. Here we go. That's the final boss. I don't know what in the hell it is. Oh, you know what? I think it's supposed to be a supercomputer or something. I think that's what the story was. And look at that. My score was so high that it messed up the player thing. You have saved human race from its extinction. Great. Glad to know. Thank you for playing. There you have it. That's Legendary Wings for the NES. As always, I thank everyone for watching. And this wasn't the most interesting shmup in the world to watch, obviously, but I hope I made it somewhat entertaining. I tried. With all the repetition there, it got difficult, but I definitely tried. Sit through the end of the credits here till the end, but as I said before, I never played this game as a kid. I just discovered it recently thanks to Brazzle the Gamer. It's a fun game. I'd love to play it on 2 players with my brother maybe, or with somebody at some point, and give that a shot, because it's a fun little game, for sure. Fun little NES shmup. And there we go. Take it easy, all. Later.